Welcome back. It's me, Fernando. I'm here with the boy Christian. Christian, say hello.
Hello.
Okay, so we're driving. He's driving. I'm not. I'm in his 2023
On the Civic hatchback.
Civic Type R with the fucking nitros. We just finished watching Fast 10. 22 years of Fast and Furious movies. Christian has described this movie as the Infinity War of Fast and Furious movies. So we're gonna lightly spoil the movie for you guys. First, I have two counters that I want to talk about. The what the fuck counter. I feel like I've said what the fuck maybe over 50 times. Christian, how many times do you think you said what the fuck today during that movie?
At least 18.
18 times, so that's 68, right? 68?
Yeah.
We were one away from 69. And also I have a Brie Larson counter. Is that Brie Larson? I feel like I said that maybe at least 20 times during the movie. Because she surprisingly looks like everybody else. Christian, this is a reminder that you got to take me home.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm in his car right now. He decided to drive. He tried to speed down the highway during, rush hour traffic, and it didn't work out. So maybe once we pass all these cameras, he could really put the pedal to the metal. And if we ever get pulled over, we're just like, hey man, we just finished watching Fast 10. So don't blame me. Blame the movie for making me a pea-brained child. But let's get into this. First of all, I have no attachment to any of these characters. So I was preying on their downfall from the very start. Christian, can you explain briefly your history with this franchise?
I've only watched... I barely remember Fast 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I remember most of everything from Fast 5 to now.
Okay. So a lot of surprises in this movie. A lot of returning characters. Han, I know he came back in the last movie, and that was a big surprise. But I was still surprised to see him in this movie, even though I remember being equally surprised in the last one. So just fun fact about that. Oh my God, that guy was really close. I can't really tell you anything about the movie, even though we just watched it. All I know is that the ending was kind of crazy, and I was pleasantly surprised when it ended, because we had the 6 p.m. showing, and it was 8:26 when I was like, yo, this movie's still going. And then immediately after I said that, the movie ended. There's I think his name is Jack Reaper. His actor, if you know, you know. He's in this movie, and he always says that line, "You don't want to do this," before he gets into a big gang fight. So I have to show Christian YouTube videos about that, because that's his thing, I guess, because every form of media that I've seen him in, he's been saying that line over and over. So that's pretty hilarious. Jason Momoa, can we briefly sum up his entire character arc throughout this entire movie, and what are your thoughts on what he did today?
He looks like Roman Reigns, acts like the Joker, and Seth Rollins.
Okay, so if you don't know, Seth freaking Rollins is a WWE superstar who his gimmick, one may say, is just to be unhinged and flamboyant. And Jason Momoa does not miss with this. I think he made this movie.
He literally made the movie.
The best experience possible was because of Jason Momoa. He was hilarious. I was on his side. Christian has described this movie as the Infinity War for the Fast and Furious franchise. I don't remember being on Thanos' side that much when that first movie came out, but I did agree with some of the things he said. But ultimately, I find myself on Jason Momoa's side the whole time during the whole movie. What are your thoughts? Were you Team Jason or Team Vin Diesel?
I was Team Jacob.
Team Jacob. Who the fuck is Jacob?
John Cena.
Oh, that's John Cena's character. If you have any attachments to him, I'd say just watch the movie, and you'll be pleasantly surprised with his character development throughout the whole film. Vin Diesel's son made a lot of sus actions throughout the movie in very high danger situations. As a realistic person, realism is important to you, Christian. What do you think that little boy should have died in multiple moments of this movie?
I want to know how he was able to reach the pedals in the beginning of the movie.
Okay, so barely no spoilers, but Vin Diesel is teaching his son how to drive, and there's a camera cut into the car, and it looks like he can't literally touch the the fucking pedals. It looks like he's literally just holding on to the steering wheel, and they're parked or whatever. And it was just it's just shit like that doesn't make sense in this movie.
It makes it funny, which I hold dearly to.
So instead of Fast and Furious being about cars and about action, do we classify this franchise as a comedy? What do you think?
As a family-friendly movie.
Family comedy that they
family.
curse.
Yeah. Family.
Jacob says there's only like 3 reasons you should curse. You stub your toe. You do something really cool.
Yeah.
And then the third one you'll see when you watch the film. If you go watch the film. See, we basically went for free. Shout out to the Alamo Draft House for having a glitch. So not only did I not pay for the tickets, I didn't pay for the convenience fee. The only thing we paid for was the food, which is always worth it. Remember, guys, tip your waiter. I did not. I didn't really like the guy. He got really close to my face, and I was like, oh, your breath kind of stinks. But let's get back into this film, Christian. What are your biggest critiques? What's your biggest critique for this film?
There's no story.
So there is no cohesive story. Everybody, I feel like there was supposed to be like 3 plot points. Like Jason Momoa's character and Vin Diesel's character is one story. Then you have his little team, their story, and then I think the C story was supposed to be his wife and whoever that lady was at the beginning. I don't know if it's a spoiler revealing who that lady is.
Cypher?
Yeah, Cypher. Is that a spoiler?
I don't know.
So, fun fact, Cypher returns, or has been there the whole time. I'm not too sure. We saw this recap of all the Fast and Furious movies in 10 minutes, and we still felt like we were missing some context throughout the whole film. But ultimately, what would you rate this movie, Christian? Out of 10?
8.
8. That's pretty fucking high. That's really high. That's higher than I thought you would. So I'm gonna rate this film for my sister because I know she didn't want to watch this because she says, and I quote, "There's more cohesive dialogue in Sophie, our cat's little pea brain, than there is in the entire Fast and Furious franchise." So that's what she said. I think she would give this a negative 1. I think she wouldn't even give it a 0. It would just be not even anything positive towards that. I would give this a solid a 5, I think, Christian. I think I'll give this a 5. I had fun. I think all those points are because of Jason Momoa. I think he did a really good job in his character arc, and I'm hoping he's the Thanos that wins. I hope that's something that occurs. I feel like he made a lot of great points, and I think as the story was developing early on, when they were still all happy and eating at a barbecue, I was like, I hope they don't have a happy ending, and I feel like I got that. I got that, Christian. What do you think? Do you think there's a happy ending in store for these characters?
Yes.
Yes.
Because they need to make more money still.
Okay, how many movies do you think they could get out of this still, even after the ending that we just saw?
At least 2 more.
2 more? I think they could milk it at least 3 more. I think if they milk it, this movie was so long. This shit was 2 hours and 30 minutes. Some guy said the runtime was.
Yeah.
2 hours and 30 minutes of Fast and Furious movie. I still can't really remember the middle part. I know they tried to blow up a really important, influential part of the world. How did you feel watching that whole scene come apart?
I was bewildered by his plan.
The audacity
to blow up a religious site.
At the beginning part where he takes over a team, and because he captured their families, I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
I was like, finally, this is a smart villain.
It's a good motivator.
Yeah, they're like, we have your family, guys, and if you don't listen to what I say, they're gonna die. And boy, oh boy, he was not scared. There was one guy he killed because he said, yeah, this guy didn't have a family, not even a goddamn cat, and he killed him anyway. So I guess, guys, this is your PSA, ultimately, to have something you care about. It might keep you alive. Of course, it'll be used against you, but I think if you just have a family or a cat or a dog, you're pretty safe if you ever get put in one of these situations like those mercenaries. I was pleasantly surprised by the music. I feel like the soundtrack was great. Christian, what do you think about the soundtrack?
The only song I remember is Gasolina by Daddy Yankee.
Yep, and they go to a specific part of the world where it makes sense to play this song. Yeah, I mean,
they don't speak.
I know they don't speak Spanish, but where else were they gonna play this song? Out of all the countries we went to, where else are they gonna play the song?
L.A.
L.A. I mean, we had some L.A. music for L.A. I think. Oh my God, he's gonna crash the car. And that's how we're gonna end this episode on another cliffhanger. Whoa, double cliffhangers for what we did today. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys go and watch this or stream it illegally, like Fabrin would recommend. So do that.
No, go pay money for it.
Pay money for it?
Pay money for it.
Go pay money for it. I recommend taking some special muffins before watching this film. If you know, you know. And have fun. Don't remember, this is a family-friendly comedy movie, guys. It's not an action movie. It's not about cars. This is about having fun. This is about live.
Family.
This is about live, laugh, love, baby. Live, laugh, love. And I'll see you next time.